Hello, one and all, and welcome back to Campaign 11 Foolish Burials. I am your host, as always, Varenity Void. This here is part 14. We are in 1748. And indeed, we're going to keep going past the 1750 and toward the later 1700s. But if you want to know what happened in the previous part, part 13, I suggest you go watch part 13. There's a lot of good information in it. I am going to go read some national ideas and see what is going to go on. Excuse me. I think I will read some national ideas from the United States of Albania, the bane of my last existing child's existence. So, Albania. There's going to be a lot of red on screen if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, I'm going to lower down the music just a tad bit. Alright, so, the third national idea of the United States of Albania is generous country. When Allah created world, Allah did give whole world to Albania, but Albania, friendly country, so Albania give land to other country. Diplomatic reputation +1. And then the fourth national idea is restore Greater Albania. You know that Kosovo, Chameria, Macedonia, Lugina and Prešev, West Macedonia, and South Montenegro are rightfully Albanian land. Core creation cost -10%. So a lot of these national ideas are directly they are absolutely helping the United States of Albania conquer every facet of land across North America. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going. Lots of things happened in the last part, and where we left off with wars is, there's been a consolidation. Belo Bog is wreaking havoc on the remnants of the Enkaroglus. And we're basically gearing up for when Belo Bog goes against Breda. Because eventually, I anticipate they are going to go to war. And it is going to be brutal. It is going to be very interesting to see what happens between these two giants. Because as of now, Belo Bog has surpassed, and I'll repeat that, Belo Bog has surpassed the land forces of Breda. Belo Bog has about 680,000 troops. Breda has about 610,000 troops. That is a very, very large chunk in between. However, in the times of war, the AI does throw a lot of troops away. When they're reinforcing, they're recruiting lots of 1-stacks or 1K regiments, and a lot of them do get wiped out because they're moving across the land and getting cut off. So we'll see if we will see what happens if Breda and Belo Bog actually duke it out and fight to the death. Well, I mean, even if it's an imperialist war, neither side is going to be able to fully annex the other, obviously, but there will be a lot of land, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of chaos overall. Albania might actually lose this war, though, against Chenla turned Peru, because, Albania, they're not using their navy to go over there and teach Chenla a lesson. Mexico is at war. Oh, Breda is at war with Mexico, huh? Breda just straight up wants some of these lands from Mexico, and I expect, are those gold mines? You know they're fucking gold mines. You know it. Greedy bastard you are, Breda, greedy. The greed knows no bounds over here. Mexico obviously wants a lot of land. That's no surprise. It's just a matter if Mexico can maybe consolidate their forces, and then, when Albania comes after Mexico again, can they fight this? Can they fight them off? Unfortunately, Mexico is they are 3 military techs behind Breda, so this stack over here is very, very tough to take out. Brazil doing very well, allied with Fraxinatum and the Antilles. The Antilles that got independent from Lamb. Is Lamb still a thing? They are. They are now stationed in the Falkland Islands. It's a little weird to see like someone just relegated to the Falklands. They're not escaping. Lamb is just completely left out to dry over here. Colombia is still a colonial nation of Lamb, but I mean, what does Colombia even do? What do they do? They are a one province minor. Okay, so Mexico finally drove back the forces of Breda, and Mexico's gonna unoccupy that land, or at least retake it. That's more accurate. But Mexico still needs to go after Carib if they can, because I mean that's an imperialist war. You should try to go after the capital if possible, right over here at Waiyu. Okay. We've spent a lot of time in the Americas. Let's see what we got. Third Japanese Macronesian Nationalist War. You need to actually transport your troops. Hakure. Afrikaner, Zestriosian Imperialist War. Yeah, that's just a win for the UAR. Belobog is going after Sudan. Okay, and Mesopotamia. So Belobog really wants to consolidate their eastern Mediterranean coastline. Then that involves culling Sudan. And I do mean literally culling. Like, Sudan is not going to be able to do anything against Belobog. Absolutely nothing. And Breda, you need to actually, like, transport more troops over. You can't just sit idly by. But, that's whatever. They started that war, they can suffer because of it. Belobog they are being more productive with their time simply because they are declaring wars they can actually win land from, and they aren't losing. Hell, even if Belobog tried to lose, they couldn't. Miao once won entirely against Orissa and fully annexed Orissa. So this is a lot of very nice land that goes to Miao. Ava is cut off from the west. And Tamilakam is powerful paired with Ava, but there's a fairly big cutoff between them. Miao is going after Baltistan, wanting to finish off, or at least maybe like fully take over the Tibetan plateau, but are they going to be able to? Are you going to actually be able to like muster the forces and like burrow all the way through those walls of Baltistan? You have okay, never mind. I thought they had a tech advantage. They do not. They do not indeed. Wari is no longer a subject. They lost their color, and they are allied to Pagaryong and Nongerheim. And apparently Nongerheim is still trying to reach out to allies in East Asia, even though I don't think that allies in East Asia are going to do much, if I'm honest. Razwi Empire going after Somalia some more. I have to imagine that the Razwi Empire is a little bit scared of Belobog, because, you know, they are here. The Razwi Empire is hearing about what's going on in the Nile River, the absolute slaughter that's going on of Sudanese forces. So I anticipate there's a little bit of scaredness there. On the other end of the ocean, we have Mexico being invaded by Breda once more. Not Breda, Albania. And is this a reconquest or just... It's an imperialist war. Okay. I have confidence that Albania can win this pretty well. However, Mexico has more forces than last time, and we'll be able to see if they can pull off this defensive maneuver. They hold Zacatecas, crucial fort, and Albania, they're trying to siege down multiple places. They're trying to occupy, put pressure, put some war exhaustion on Mexico. Breda took the fort of Sotuta, but Breda, they weren't able to win anything. You can't take Sotuta and think that, hey, your imperialist war against Mexico is gonna win. No, the capital is over here in Tepic, and Tepic is a very nice province, center of trade. It's a level 3 center of trade. It's 35 development and has an up-to-date fort, or almost up-to-date fort. The fort at Tepeaca has been taken over. The fort at Yopitzinco has been taken over. Albania's making progress. Mexico is, they're struggling. However, war score is still not very high for Albania. And they need to get the capital if they really want to make a dent. If they really want to take something from Mexico. The UAR took a lot of land from Zestriosia. The Ankaroglus, they are now Ibadi. And they are left with one singular province. Zestriosia has also been fully annexed, and that is brutal. Belobolg has taken over a sizable chunk of the Nile River Delta, and Belobolg is going after the Khazars. Because why not? I mean, the Khazars are right there, and Belobolg has the forces. The military is restless inside Belobolg. They want an outlet to pour their anger out on, and they're doing it. Baltistan did lose to Miao, and they lost a very, very big portion. In fact, I think they lost even more land to Handia? No, they didn't. Okay. They were probably a co-belligerent. But Baltistan, they are now a tributary of Miao. If they stay a tributary, they should be safe. But I'm not sure if they really want to stay a tributary. Japan, or Hakure, is going after Makamatsu in an imperialist war. However, Makamatsu's capital is still right here at Enchu. So, Japan, you gotta navally transport your troops. And this is only against Makamatsu. Makamatsu has no allies, not even Niobuyeyo. So I'm curious if Niobuyeyo is gonna ever go after Makamatsu. That would be an interesting war, in my opinion. What I do like about at least like your Western, Central, and Eastern Europe is that it's not a clear-cut winner. Belobolg and Breda are like the two sides of the coin right now, but there's no clear like super dominant power that's taking over the entire world. Europe is still struggling with either Belobolg, Breda. Nongerheim is on the downswing, and Stargard is kind of caught in the middle. They don't have nearly as much power as Belobolg or Breda, but they can still tip the scales. Say like Stargard. If Stargard sides with Belobolg against Breda, Breda's dead. If Stargard sides with Breda against Belobolg, more than likely Belobolg is dead. So, Kingmakers and all that are in play. The Razwi Empire has landed in the Arabian Peninsula as well. Holy shit. Didn't expect to see that one. Also, Bone took some land from Japan over here. Bone versus Pagarayon. They are duking it out in terms of like hegemony in the region of Nusantara. And Makamatsu, or Kappa units, they are at war against Nongerheim and Miao. If Miao lands over here and actually takes over Kappa units' mainland, that's very damning. But I don't think they will. Handia, I guess Miao did not want to join in the war against Baltistan. Yeah, Handian Balti Imperialist War. For some reason, Miao did not join in to defend Baltistan. Bukhara is going after Mongolia, but there's no land border, so no land is going to be taken. Also, it's 1757. Let me see where that new institution is at. Printing press, Enlightenment. It's not the Enlightenment. It is. That's manufactories, colonialism. Where it's a different one. It's a different one. It is industrialization, and oh my god. Oh, game. game. Why did you give it to Belobog? You think Belobog needs power points? Do you think they need that injection of power? They don't. Alright, Mexico lost to Albania. They were not able to hold off that war score, and they lose ever more land. Albania taking a very big portion of, I would say, the Yucatan, Central American portion over here. So, yeah, Mexico just looks like they can't do much, unfortunately. Albanian forces, they're far too strong, far too numerous. And Brazil, their Alpine Brazilian Nationalist War, the Alpine Federation, they're sending in everything they can. The Alpine Federation is still reeling from when they were at war with Breda, and it's just, they're doing all they can to dedicate against Brazil. Isle of the Blessed, they are keeping their land in West Africa, and also this land over here in North Africa, so maybe there's a little bit of hope for the Isle of the Blessed. There is absolutely no hope, though, for the Khazars, unfortunately, because, yeah, there's... The Khazars they just don't have enough forces. Belobog has more than double the total force limit of the Khazars. It's just way too much to handle. I apologize about the yawn. Just... that one snuck up on me. Handia, they took some land from Baltistan. Meow, I think you should have joined in on that. But you got more fish to fry as Tamilakam is going in after you. Tamilakam is 3 military techs ahead, but they have fewer forces. And they are also bringing in the likes of Ava and Handia. So, if I were to guess and gamble on this, I would say Meow is going to lose their land over here in India, but they are going to maintain themselves in China and Southeast Asia. I really can't see or don't see a scenario where Tamilakam wins and like pushes all the way over into China, especially since Japan is helping out, and they have sent over a stack of troops to help out in the Burma region. Tamilakam versus Japan. Let me see these stats. This is not a matchup you see very often. Discipline goes to Tamilakam. Morale just barely goes to Tamilakam, and tactics for the Tamils. Interesting how that works out when Japan is 1 military tech behind. Yeah, Meow and Japan, they're making it work. Ava, now that's a lone army. I don't know if that's a good idea. Ava, you're stringing yourself out. The only good part about like Meow and Japan being distracted over here is that the lands that were taken from Orissa are being occupied by the enemies of Meow, and they are now pouring into the Tibetan Plateau. So, are you gonna beeline for Ava's capital? Because if you are, that might be a long siege, and Tamilakam is ready to help out. Man, there's actually a lot of like good coordination going on. Meow is no longer like threatening the capital, so the Tamils and Ava, they're going back to the plateau. They're occupying more land over there, and Tamilakam is only sending a tangential force over to this Indochina region. Okay, Ava is moving more. They want to unoccupy that land. We are in the age of industrialization, and Tamilakam gets sent back. Meow, they defend their lands in and around the coast. But the Tibetan Plateau, the more it gets occupied, the more pressure is put on Meow. They are in that territory of possibly losing some land. It's not going to be a lot of land right now, but possibly. Did Ava peace out? No, they did not. It was just a colony. Yep. Just a colony that switched hands. I'm going to check the wars real quick. Meow, Kappa Imperialist War. Chenla going after Consejo de la Lucha. Oh, I thought Belobog was in this war. That was gonna be a big one. But against Nongerheim, Hungary, and the Alpine Federation, yeah, they're Stargard and Breda have won that one. My God. Oh no. Oh no. The Alpine Federation, where did it all go wrong? They even got a colonial nation at Amazonia. That's pretty cool. But it's not enough. How is the United African Republic losing to the Isle? Okay, never mind. Isle of the Blessed is 4 military techs ahead, and they have 38k troops. Yeah, that stack has been running rampant, and the United African Republic is probably very exhausted from wars against Sudan and the Rozwi Empire, so I can actually understand it. And look at that, Belobog, they have cleaned up their border very nicely with Khazaria. But if you look at the diplomatic map mode, look how much is missing from Khazaria. Look how much Belobog has eaten away. Holy shit. That is very intense, Belobog. I cannot believe you've taken that much. Man. And soon enough, I think the Amkaroglus are going to be, I think they're going to get annexed. There's nothing really stopping any of their neighbors other than a truce. Once that truce is up, like I highly anticipate the Amkaroglus are going to get annexed. Okay, Miao and Japan, they're kind of faltering over here. Despite the steady success in Burma and over here in the Dai Viet region, Miao and Japan, they just haven't been able to properly like hold back on the Tibetan Plateau at all. Really, the only success was here in Southeast Asia, and other than that, I guess it just exhausted their armies. Meanwhile, Handia, Tamilakam, and Ava were also just casually doing things in the Tibetan Plateau. And eventually pushing on to where, you know, there's a key fort around here somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. At Tachienlu. Or Tashienlu? Tachienlu. Something like that. Taking that fort, it's only a level 2 fort. It's not a big fort, but it gives area of control. And area of control is a pretty big deal in these wars, since most of the time the AI cannot get past it. If they get like another inland fort, oh wait a minute, is that okay? I thought that was a fort. If they're able to take one more fort from Miao, I think that'll probably be like a done deal in terms of like what they need for occupations. Like taking this fort at Hengyang, which is also the capital, that would do it in for Miao. And I think Miao, after that, loses their controlling interest in North India, maybe even relinquishes some Tibetan land. But that is if they lose their capital. They have not lost it yet. Miao still has a fraction of their army. They only have about 47k left. Good gods. They're trying. They're absolutely trying to hold out, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I saw some revolutionaries down there. Do we have a center of revolution? No. No, we do not. Okay. And yeah, I can just like zoom out a little bit and you can see the Alpine Federation is just... It is in shambles. Those black lines, that's not rebels. No, that's Stargard. They're taking a sledgehammer. All three of these. All three of them are taking a sledgehammer to what is left of the Alpine Federation. And it is not nice. Tao Sai somehow got a lot of land back from Novgorod, and somehow Perm is here and is Tengri. I'm not sure how, but okay. Novgorod, yeah, they're chilling. Interesting stuff, I must say. And Miao, okay, they pieced out. What did they lose? It wasn't a big peace deal. It wasn't a big loss for them, but they did lose some land in India to Tamilakam over here on the coast, and to Ava here in the Bengal Delta. So it's not a huge loss, but it is a little something. It is a crack in the armor of Meow, but a very notable crack that I think others may try to capitalize on. However, if if Japan keeps that alliance with Meow, that's a very strong duo in the region. That is, Isle of the Blessed. They capitalize and they make profits. They take a lot of the coast of West Africa, and they're doing very well. That's a clap, clap, clap from me, Isle of the Blessed. Very cool to see that even after all this time, even after getting kicked to the curb and kicked out of Iberia, you are able to make a comeback. And you are able to, still conquer generations later after you lost all your mainland possessions. That's not a knock against you. That's really cool to see that you're still in this. Albania is not at war at all. They're prepping. They're working. They're conniving. They are scheming, dare I say. Who's over here? Zotomar? Somehow Zotomar is still alive, even though some Coptic heretics are mounted up on the hill over here in Orense. Orense? Belobog, Stargarder, Giant, Imperialist War. I really doubt you're going to do anything, Starguard. I really doubt it. Don't make me laugh. You're not going to go over to the Isles. You wouldn't dare. I think we'll probably go to like 1668, 1670? Maybe 16... No, 16, no, 1770. 1771, probably. Somewhere around there. Might be a little bit of a shorter part, but it's okay. As long as we get through like 20 to 25 years per episode, I am content. That is my goal with each episode. That's about how long I like the years to go by, other than like at the very start where years go by very fast. Then I'm fine with like 30 years in an episode. But like late game, 20 to 25 years, perfectly reasonable. Pagarayon going after Bone and Australia. And they are really leveraging their power against Bone. Bone doesn't have nearly as many troops or ships, and is also technologically inferior, so yeah, Pagarayon kind of dominates this. Australia is also technologically inferior, but have you tried to use like modern technology over here in Australia? It's kind of hard. Yeah, sure, there's got some places with good development and all that, but other places, it's the Australian outback. What are you gonna do? Ooh, there's a silver mine here. Actually, what goods do you got in Australia? Can I see? 1, 2, 3, 5 silver mines. That's pretty fucking good. And 2 gold mines? Australia, you're rolling in it. And you got some whales too. Incense, even producing some leather. Incense, cattle. And there's some coal here that's gonna come through eventually, so that's very cool. Oh, and even got fresh sources of copper. Al Jazeera, Al Qadra, you're rolling in some raw materials. That's some good shit. I like it. And I do think, is it an imperialist word? No, it's Pekalongan. Which is, where's it at? Ah, it's right here, okay. So then, yeah, Pagarayon wins that easily, hands down. Man, I do feel bad for Khazaria. They have been kicked around so much by Belobog, but there's not much they can do against it, unfortunately. Belobog is just way, way too powerful. Just like in this war. Albania is just way, way too powerful. Mexico is like, they are trying. They are really trying. But I was going to take a look at the stats, but I was too slow on the buzzer, but oh well. Yeah, Mexico, they can't hold up. Albania now has the tech advantage. Albania's 3 military techs ahead. There's no way they lose this war. There's no fucking way. If they somehow lose this war, I'll be flabbergasted, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. The AI has to be an absolute idiot to lose this war. Mopaka, what's going on? Peruvian-Cuban imperialist war? Oh god. They're sensing some discontent. They're sensing some corruption going on in Mopaka. The pirate kingdom, the pirate republic. It's faltering, ladies and gentlemen. I know corruption and piracy, they seem to go hand in hand, but here it's a different kind of corruption. Somehow even the pirates themselves get corrupted. I don't know how. It's baffling to me, frankly. I thought nepotism and all that was like the name of the day and all that to some degree inside this pirate state. I don't know what's going on, but somehow they are corrupt to the not to the core. It's still only 7% corruption, but you know what I mean. Somehow this puritanical, I don't know. This pirate state, it's being invaded by Chenla, and there's not much they can do. The pirates are arguing amongst themselves, the buccaneers, the pirate lords, whoever. There is dissension, and that dissension is leading to absolute chaos in the ranks of the pirates. Maltasia, for some reason, got a province over here. Okay. Ayutthaya, how are you doing? Ava, Ayutthaya Imperialist War, the Kappa units, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything. Just like Nongerheim, they pieced out, and nothing happened because no one wants to invade the Isles. No one wants to invade the Norse Isles, I'll say. Aden, are you trying to carry on the legacy of Yaman? Aden, is that what it is? Because the Razwi Empire, I don't think they care. I do not think the Razwi Empire cares at all with their 4 military tech advantage. Hungary, allied with Isle of the Blessed, the Alpine Federation, and Nongerheim, none of which will be able to protect them. I also fully believe that if Stargard was not here, Breda and Belobog would be at each other's throats. I fully believe that. Mjolnir is about to get annexed. And then what else? Miao is going to annex Hassa. Maltasia against Macronesia. Antilles against Cuba. Yeah, everyone's going after Cuba. Mopaka just... They overstretched themselves. They did good, and they tried to take some land from Carib, but their administration and their military could not keep up with the pace of expansion, and they're faltering. They're paying the price for that kind of expansion, unfortunately. Got some rebels over here. Tengri heretics. Got some Sunni Islam. And this is not a true, like, hyper Sunni Orthodox Australia. No, there is some indigenous religion here. There's some Coptic faith as well. Some Asharinga, some Manaism. Macronesia, you know, as much as they are Sunni, they're perfectly fine. Their capital here in Manokwari, like, it's fine. It has a weak fort, but it's okay. Kappa units, they are at war, and Pagarayung joined in, so Pagarayung is going to be taking war exhaustion here from these occupations if they don't come over here and unoccupy the lands that Kappa... Oh, hold on here. Kappa units, can you take them out without a leader? Good gods, Kappa units. If you had a leader on that stack, I fully believe you would have won that battle. But because you had 0 fucking generals there, you lost. And now Pagarayung has free reign to go through. What are you doing? Now you put a general on a 3-2-5-2. But it's too late. It's too late. You lost your chance. You lost the initiative. My friend, that is how you lose wars. My God. And now Pagariung landed even more troops, Kappa units. That one mistake, that one misstep, in my opinion, has led to this war being lost entirely. Oh, Kappa units. It was looking okay, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Breda going after Chenla, and then who else? Any other big wars? Not really. Not really at all. Mexico being fully invaded. The capital has not gone down yet, but it is very soon to go down, as Mexico's military is being absolutely destroyed. Absolutely reamed to the core. Oh, I need to stretch. Oh, man. Alright, we'll do about one more year. We'll do our last year here. We'll do about October of 1771. What is this? Sunni Zealots in Mopaka? Well, that's not going to be good. And they also outnumber the army of Mopaka, so those pirate regiments, I'm not sure how well they're going to do. And Kappa units, their capital is under siege, and it's a very long siege, it's a very costly siege, but Kappa units can't do anything to stop this. They really can't. Oh, and Bukhara sniped Mongolia. And I literally just killed him. Snuffed him out. Damn. That's brutal. Bukhara with the sniping action. One more month and we will be done. And there it is, the fourth Belobog-Khazar Imperialist War. I will say rest in peace, Khazaria, because again, this is another war where Belobog has double your forces and you can't win, unfortunately. Oh, I wish it had gone differently, Khazaria, to some degree. I wish it had gone differently, but unfortunately, this is just how it is. With that being said, I guess we can take a look at that leaderboard. Well, actually, hold on. What was the result? Oh. You okay over here, Chenla? Got a lot of separatists. And Albania, how much did you take? You took even more land. Zacatecas? Not yet, but it's soon to be taken. Even got Apache separatists. Yeah, it's got interesting stuff going on. But I think we should go to the leaderboard, end off this here part 14, and send it over to part 15 in due time. So, in first place is Belobog. In second place is Breda. In third place is the United States of Albania. In fourth place is Khazaria. In fifth place is the Alpine Federation. In sixth place is Stargard. In seventh place is Peru. In eighth place is Nongerheim. In ninth place is Green. In 10th place is Mexico. In 11th place is Meow. And in 12th place is Hungary. Your economic hegemon for this episode is Belobog, and it is fully proclaimed. That'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.